Welcome to your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference. We explore topics, local festivals, arts and entertainment, and local news. For this program and much more, visit us online at yourlocalstream.com. That's yourlocalstream.com.
We want to give a big thank you to 1025 Church for letting us do our luncheon here today. Pastor Tommy to come up and give us lead us in our prayer and our pledge and say a few words.
I tell you, if I had that kind of voice, I would never need a microphone. Would you stand with me for a time of prayer? And would you pray and we will pledge. Father, thank you again for delicious meal, and thank you for how that you have blessed us with the food. But I do thank you for these companies, these businesses within our area that have just made great impact in helping us to be a very good county. I thank you for that. So I pray that you'll bless them. I thank you for the hope that we have in Christ Jesus. I thank you for how much he means to us, and even through a very difficult year of COVID and other issues that we've dealt with in our nation. I thank you that you've always been there. We love you. We praise you, and we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Let's do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May be seated.
Okay, we'd like to give a shout out to Monroe Roofing for being our presenting sponsor today. Let's give them a hand. Unfortunately, they're not able to be here today, and are we going to show the video next? Okay, we're going to show a quick video. We're also going to have door prizes after the meeting. You must be present to win. So let's watch the video.
They were over here at Monroe, Mr. John's house. This is actually a retail sale, contrary to what most people believe, that we don't only do insurance claiming, but if you just feel like the roof is old, like a different color shingle, maybe be the best in the neighborhood, you can give me a call at 404-909-2196.
Today we are excited to bring you a new program. It's 6 ways Google can get you more jobs, clients, and phone calls, even if you're a nobody. And there is nobody here that's a nobody, right? Who doesn't want to rank #1 on Google? Our presenter today is John O with Social Sphere Media, and if you haven't heard him present, you are in for a treat. So let's give him a round of applause.
Nice thing to say, but that built expectations, and if this is terrible, I apologize. Hey, so my name is Jono. It's actually Jonathan, but somebody in Bible college started Jono, and it's stuck. So here I am as Jono. It's not Jonah, it's not Jonah, not Jojo, it's Jono. So, like Bono with a J, just to get that right. So we're going to talk about Google. First, I want to thank Johnny Knuckles for the amazing food, and they have a really nice new website, if I do say so myself, that just went live this morning. You should check it out, and leave a Google review. So anyway, good stuff there. So real quick, we're going to talk 6 ways Google can get you more jobs, clients, phone calls, even if you're a nobody, not to offend anyone. I don't mean that anyone's a nobody, but I think sometimes we feel like we're just kind of like our competitors are so far ahead of us. We don't have the staff, we don't have the help, I don't have the budget to hire some SEO guy, so I don't know what to do. And I just want to tell you guys, if you can carve out like 30 minutes a week for your business, somebody there can get you guys ranking on Google. And it doesn't take a whole lot of effort, you just got to work at it. So my qualifications are with SEO and website design and Google Ads. That's what I do. My qualifications, I was a youth pastor for 21 years, and I have a degree in biblical studies and a master's in theology. So that helps a lot with SEO, web design, and this. So, but I do have to say, I was youth pastor for 21 years, and on March 11th, 2020, I stood on the stage and told the students, hey, at my church that, hey, I'm too old to be a youth pastor anymore. I turned 40, and I'm going to hand you guys over to someone else. I'm not going to be the youth pastor anymore. But we have 2 more weeks together, and we'll have a big shebang on March 30th, my last day. And so we all cried and hugged, and then I never was youth pastor again because COVID hit 2 days later, and everything shut down. So it's been 1 year exactly since I've spoken in front of a large group. So there's a lot of pent up public speaking energy, so we can be here for a while. If you need to leave, it's cool. I won't be offended. I do struggle with some ADD stuff, so if you guys could not move and don't talk and don't start clicking pins and stuff, that would be appreciated, or we may never get out of here. Okay. So you guys can do what the big guys do. That's how. Here's my family real quick. I'll show you them because I'm married up. If you can see her, that's my wife on my left arm, my beautiful daughters, and 2 kids. And then we have another kid that we adopted, but he did not go on that cruise there. So I graduated from Logan High School in 1998. My wife in 99. All our kids are in Walton County schools. Been here forever. We adopted a kid in 2012 when I was a youth pastor. And we had 4 biologicals, and then we adopted this other kid. And his name's Sawyer. And I don't know if you know anything about it. If you're a church person, you know that youth pastors with 5 kids are broke. And youth pastors don't make a whole lot of money. So I was trying to figure out, like, hey, what can I do to make some more money to pay for all these freaking kids? And can I say freaking? It's kind of a classic crowd. I'm a youth pastor, like, you're making poop jokes. I don't know. It happens. So I apologize. Enjoy your last speaking opportunity, John. Soak it in because you're never coming back. What was I saying? So I asked some people, I was like, I know how to do social media because I hang out with teenagers. So I went and asked a few people, some of my friends that own businesses. I said, hey, will you pay me? And I'll do all your social media posting because the last time you posted was like September of 2 years ago. So I know you need social media, but you're not doing anything, so pay me and I'll take care of it. And then the fine guys at DCR Media Systems, who are here for all your audio and visual needs, they were my first client to say yes. And so from there, I got a couple other clients. Guy Monroe had me doing a social media, and then he said, hey, how much is it to do a website? I need a website for this new business. And I was like, well, how's 500 sound? He said, yeah. I said, all right, cool. We'll go watch some YouTube videos on how to build websites. And so I did that. Went and learned how to build websites, and then word got out I was building websites. And then people start calling me like 2 weeks after the website. So I'm like, hey, I'm not #1 on Google. What's the problem? Why are you such a terrible web designer? And because people didn't understand, they had these new shiny websites that no one was ever finding online. And so that's when I got into search engine optimization and making people show up #1 on Google and doing Google ads and stuff like that. So that is how I'm here. Okay? All right. So what is SEO? Let's answer that. What is SEO? I can't read that. SEO is the practice of increasing the quality and quantity of traffic to your website through organic, I can't spell, search engine results. Okay? So, the whole deal here is the idea of getting more people to your site because no one clicks below like number 3 or 4, right? You don't. And if you're looking for a local business, you don't even click the organic traffic, you go where? To the maps and look at their reviews. And you don't pick anybody. Usually, somebody in that top 3 is who's getting the phone call, as long as their reviews aren't like 1.3 stars. Okay, and if that's you, you need to fix that as soon as possible. So the idea is that you show up at the top, and if you're showing up at the top in the top 3, those are the people getting the phone calls. And there's some ways to do this. And more phone calls is more business and more money for you guys. But you've got to start with doing some research, because everything with Google is based on keywords, okay? And you've got to figure out what are people searching when they're looking for a business like yours. What phrases are they using? Because you may be off. You may think it's one thing, but Google has a tool called Keyword Planner. You can find it online, and you can go put in a keyword that you think works, and they'll tell you how many people a month search that in the United States. For instance, auto insurance near me was searched 27,100 times last month across the U.S. So that's a pretty big number. That's a lot of searches. You won't end on that if you sell auto insurance. Best realtor near me was searched 10,000 times across the U.S. That's not a lot. But that is a keyword that you might think, well, I want to show up for best realtor. Realtor near me was searched 110,000 times last month. So if you are a realtor, you want to take that phrase, realtor, you don't want to say realtor near me on your website. You want to start telling Google what you are near to. My office is located, we're the best realtor, we're the #1 realtor, just lie, everybody else does it, that's the game, you gotta do it. Call yourself the best. I call myself the best SEO guy in Walton County on my website. Who elected me the best? Me. Okay, so you do the same thing. Nobody, that's just how it works, okay? So, make yourself #1. Take that phrase, best realtor in Monroe, and you need it 4 or 5 times. It's all about words and the number of times you have that phrase that people are searching on your website. You with me? You tracking with me still? We good? Y'all let me know if you get bored. Somebody start shaking their head, get off the stage, okay? And if it's like 1:30, somebody let me know, okay? SEO is going to take time, though. This is not going to happen overnight. That's what I have to tell everybody. When I take on a new SEO client, I kind of fudge a little bit and say it's going to be 6 months before we see results. Usually it's 4, but you got to do this stuff consistently, and it takes time. Because Google's only scanning; they're only sending their bots to crawl your website once every 30 days. And so you make a change, it's going to be a month before they even pick up on it. So, and Google doesn't tell you how they rank things. Google won't tell you anything. They're very vague. So a bunch of SEO nerds like me just do tests and try to figure it out. So a lot of your competition, though, they're not doing anything with SEO. Or a lot of your competition is not doing anything. So if you just started carving 30 minutes out a week of your calendar and do the 6 things that I'm telling you to do, I promise you will start seeing some growth, because a lot of your competition is not doing it at all. And it's not going to take a whole lot to be in that top 3 spots on the map. Okay, so let's talk about that. There's 2 different things going on here in as far as SEO goes. So the next slide, you've got 2 things. When you search like pizza restaurant near me, all right. The first 3 things are going to be the map pack. That's what we call the map pack. Some people call it the snack pack. Some people call it the 3-pack. Whatever you want to call it, pack, something pack. Okay, that's the maps. If you are looking for pizza, where are you looking? Most people are not pulling up Yelp. Some people are, and maybe you go to the Domino's organic results. But most people are looking at the maps, and they're like, dude, 3.7? No. We're going to go, well, we're going to search again and find some good reviews. But we've got the map pack going up here, and then you've got organic results. And so the map pack, getting in the top 3 there, is a totally different strategy than ending up in the organic results. The map pack has everything to do with what is called your Google My Business listing. If you know what that is, good, because everything I'm about to say depends on that. If you don't know what that is, you need to stop listening, download the Google My Business app on your phone, and see what the heck is going on with your Google My Business. claim it, and I'll tell you how to do that later. But then the organic results is all about what is on your website. The maps, not so much about what's on your website, it's about what's on your Google profile. Organic rankings, not really about your Google profile, it's all about what's on your website. Make sense? Okay. All right, so here's what you got to do. Here's what you got to do. Keep in mind, with the map pack, all right, you have got to optimize the heck. I want to cuss in the church. You got to optimize the heck out of your Google My Business or your GMB. We'll say GMB to save a little bit of time here, okay? So you've got to optimize that because so much, one thing is you can only show up on the maps in the zip code that you are verified with Google, where they send you, you create your profile, they send you a postcard with a 5-digit code in it, you plug that in, then you're verified. Now, you can rank in the maps if you are verified in that zip code. So if you're verified in 30655, you're probably not going to show up in the maps in 30052 in Loganville unless there's not enough competitors who've done a decent job and Google has to pull from outside. But if you're in a really competitive industry, like if you're verified in Monroe and like you're a roofer or something, you're not showing up in Loganville. Okay, but like if you make like custom cat sweaters, you know, Loganville may pull you in because there's not a whole lot of those if you're tracking the thing. Okay, so, and the other thing is, I have clients, let me say this. Googling yourself is the worst way to figure out how you're doing on Google. It is totally wrong, and if you've been doing that, just stop, and because you're probably doing better than you think. If you're scared, it's probably better than you think. If you're doing awesome, you think, it's because you're sitting in your office Googling yourself. And Google knows everything about it. I have clients call, they're like, hey man, I just Googled myself, and I put it in incognito mode, because that's the trick, right? And I Google myself, and I'm not showing up, so why am I paying you? And look, I pay $500 a month for 4 different tools to show me people's rankings. And I sure wouldn't do that if all I had to do was Google them. If you take your phone, and wherever you're driving to in Monroe, you go 500 feet and search best dentist near me, you're going to get 3 results. And I guarantee you, if you drive 500 more feet and pull over safely, don't text and drive, or don't Google and drive like some of you do, pull over and Google best dentist near me, again, you are going to get a different set of results every time. So you can't stress out because, dude, it's every 500 feet that Google has you ranking. So you've got to tell Google that you're near these things. You've got to start pointing these things out. I'll tell you how to do that in a second. Okay. Optimize the heck out of your Google My Business. If you haven't created one, you need to do that now. There's another thing that you can do. And you need to go, it's called Know This Place. Okay, if you ever use Google Maps, you've seen this. Google will pop up, hey, do you know this place? Do they have, or is this restaurant family friendly? Has anybody ever seen that? Like you get asked questions? Okay, if you don't go answer those, someone is going to answer them for you. You need to go start answering those questions yourself, unless you're cool with the crowdsourcing it and letting everybody tell your Google that your business is something else. One time, I was talking to a guy, and he wasn't budging, and I really wanted him as a client, and so I offered him, if I could change your business hours on Google within the next 30 minutes, will you hire me? And he said yes. So what do? I go make a suggestion, because Google lets anybody in the world make a suggestion on your Google My Business profile. And I suggested that he closes at noon every day. And about 30 minutes later, Google approved it, because I'm a local guy, because I do a lot of reviews, because I'm a nerd like that. I said, hey dude, I changed your hours. He's now a client, okay? So, anybody can mess with your stuff. So you need to go answer those questions. You need to go tell them, if you're operating differently because of COVID, you need to go tell them that. You need to, if your hours change, you need to go tell them that. You need to answer those questions and let them know what's going on with you. The other thing is, the next thing is completely fill out your Google My Business profile. Everybody stops short of filling it completely out. So the first thing I do when I get a new client is go start adding stuff. Because most people, they're just in a hurry, they forget what Gmail address they even use to do it, and there's probably a lot of us in here that can't really find it. You're going to have to spend the day going and finding yours, which I really highly suggest that you do. But you need to fill it completely out. There's lots of options there. It says posts, you can't see this unless you've got awesome vision. Insights, reviews, messaging, photos. You can go add photos, you can go add all kinds of stuff. But what a lot of people never do is they don't add the additional categories. Google lets you, when you're setting it up, they ask you what your main category is. And then they don't mention it again. But you can go back and add as many additional categories as you want. And a lot of your competition is not doing that. So you want to go in and add additional categories for every service that you do. Use all the words that you can find, fill up your profile. They give you 740 characters, I think, to use. You need to use every single one of those and fill it out, fill out additional categories. Another thing, you don't keyword stuff the title, okay? Your title of your Google My Business needs to be your business name, and that's very important. But what some people do, like if you're like me and didn't name your business correctly because you didn't know about SEO when you named your business, Social Sphere Media doesn't tell anybody that I do websites. That's not in my name. SEO is not in my name. Google Ads is not in my name. So what some people will do, and it works, is they would say Social Sphere Media / Google Ads / web designer / SEO / search engine optimization. And some people do that, and it actually works. You will get number one if you start doing that. The thing is cheating. And SEO guys like me, if we see it, we're going to go report it to Google, and Google is going to shut down your Google My Business profile and take away all your reviews probably, because that's going against Google, that's violating Google's policies, and they're really crazy about that. You may get away with it for a year. I know some guys who are still bragging about getting away with it, they're showing up number one, and you'll probably see this if you go search your competitors. But eventually Google's going to catch on, and you can report them if you want to, and I'll tell you how if you like. So, $5. Don't keyword stuff the title. All right, next thing, top 10 conversion factors. Here's the top 10 conversion factors. Can anyone see that at all? I apologize for not making that bigger. I'll read these to you. Top 10 conversion factors, and what I mean is, these are the things that nerdy SEO guys, there was a study done, nerdy SEO guys like me got together and figured out, these are the top 10 things that cause people, when they see your Google My Business profile, this is what causes them to act, to click your website, to click the call button, click for directions, to click to your web, whatever, and to go to you. So the number one thing is high numerical Google ratings. You need to get above 4.6 stars. That you got to. That's got to be your thing. The next thing is positive sentiment in review text, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in just one second. But you want people talking positive about you in it, saying positive words like the best plumber I've ever had to my house, that they were the best insurance agent I've ever worked with, like nice flowery. I still can't say that. Nice, pretty words. Okay. So there's several more. We won't go through all these. Quantity of native Google reviews with text, proximity of address to the point of search. So Google's taking into consideration, where's the person searching in their car at that moment while they're driving looking for a pizza place? How close are they to the actual location of the business? Okay. Another factor is Google My Business messaging feature enabled. Google rolled that out where people can message you directly through your Google My Business profile. Click that switch on so people can message you. Google likes that. It makes them happy. And your whole goal, if you want to show up on Google, is to make Google happy because they run the world. They're spying on you. And they play by their own rules. And they don't tell you what the rules are. So, but you just got to do your best to make them happy in 2021 because that's the way the world is set up right now. Here's a little tip though. In your category, make sure that your main category is your moneymaker. So like if you're an attorney but you really just want like personal injury cases, then attorney shouldn't be your main category with personal injury, civil law, business law, blah, blah, blah. You want to make personal injury attorney your top category and then put the other things in there. If you are a mechanic and you just really want to fix brakes all day, like brake repair specialist needs to be your main category. Okay, so put your moneymaker as your main category. All right. Next, post to your GMB. You need to do posts. Google gives you the option. You can download the app and it's easy to do. But you need to get in the habit of when you do a Facebook post for your business, that exact same thing needs to go on Google My Business. And if you care about ranking on Google, this is just as important, if not more important, than posting to social media. Because you're not really talking to the public. You're posting for Google to send signals to Google that, hey, I am a roofer in Monroe, Georgia. You need those keywords in that post. You want to post to your Google My Business profile. You can upload like a welcome video. You can if you got like a restaurant or a store, you can make a video tour. But just get that stuff in there and post to it like every time you think about it. But at least once a week, okay? And make the first sentence count, because if they're on their phone, they're only going to see the first 20 words when they look you up. So you want to like make that like count. You want to say, we are the best insurance agency you have ever come across in Walton County. Not like, we specialize in auto and home, and you know, don't make it boring. You got to make it pop, all right? Next thing, ask every happy customer for a Google review. You need to get some system in place to ask happy people that are happy with your service. Don't ask the TikTok offense. I would not recommend that. They're probably leaving a review anyway. Because if you don't get in the habit of asking people, then mostly what you're going to get is ticked off people. I worked for Apple for a couple of years, like on the phones, helping people with their iPhones and Macs and stuff. And unfortunately, I forgot everything that told me, so I can't help you with your iPhone after this is over. But one of the things, everything rose and fell on what they call a CSAT, a customer satisfaction survey. My raises were defined by how what kind of good reviews I got. My schedule, like the days I wanted off, was all defined by that. And so Google would feed us. Apple would remind us, like, look, the ticked off people are going to leave a bad review. They're going to give you a bad survey. You've got to like wow them so much because they call expecting a good experience. They come to you expecting a good experience. And so if it's just good, what they expected, they don't really blow them away. They're not ticked, so they're not going to leave a bad review, but they're not like wow, they just got what they expected. And you've got to like wow them with your customer service. And then what you can do that Apple wouldn't allow us to do, you can actually say, hey, would you mind leaving me a Google review? And send it in a text, get a system. There are fancy systems you can pay $100 a month for that'll automate it. Or you can do like some of my clients, they download an app with a second number, and they've got, I wrote them up a small little short text message that they copy and paste into it, and they just manually text it out. It's got a link to their Google My Business profile. So they send out the text, and people can click on that and leave them a review. But you need to figure out whatever you will do, whatever would work for you. You need to get a system in place of getting Google reviews because those are a huge deal. And a little pro tip here: ask people to put your keywords in that review. So you don't want them to just say like, "Hey, they were the best. They were a great experience, and I would use them again." You don't want people to leave like just some generic response. You need to tell them, even if you have to kind of like type up a template to send to them, if you need to put those keywords in there. You want, Bobby was the best roofer I have ever dealt with. We don't have leaks in our roof anymore. They fixed our roof. All those keywords, they fixed our roof amazingly. They are the #1 roofer in my book, blah, 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 blah. Okay, coach them. Coach them on what to put in those Google reviews because you need those keywords in your reviews and you'll start ticking up. Promise you. Number 11. We got 10 minutes. All right. Number 11. Number 11 slide. Number something. Tip. Update your website and get specific with your website content. You probably all need to go update your website. Everybody in this room probably needs to update, or a lot of us need to update our website. Me included. You need to make sure. The next slide says you need to make sure that it is fast and it looks great on mobile because Google, is there another slide there? Another slide? Yeah, there we go. Make sure that it's fast and it looks great on a phone because Google is now indexing. And so like the way Google works is they just crawl websites and they look for the keywords and they look for locations and they index it. So the thing is though, they crawl the mobile version of your site now. It's mobile first indexing. They only mainly pay attention to the mobile version of your site. And they are looking for how big the text is. They are looking for how much space is between the pictures and the text. They're looking for big buttons. Because really all people care about when they're coming to your website on the phone is, are these people legit? Where are they? What's their phone number? That's all, that's mostly what they want. And you've got to make that easy for them to get without having to scroll because people are lazy. And they don't want to tap around on 14 different pages. So don't stress out about your entire website. Stress out about your homepage, okay? And make it easy to use. But you want it fast. You want it fast. Google wants your website to load in less than a second because people are impatient and they'll bounce to another website. If you look at your Google Analytics, you've seen a thing called bounce rate. If your bounce rate is high, that means people are impatient with your website. It's not loading fast. Number two, figure out the important keywords. We already said that. You need to get those keywords on your website. And you need to be specific too, like roach extermination versus pest control. So like get specific with your services. And then build out specific pages for your services. Don't have all of your services on one page because they kind of, it's weird that they call it this, but Google calls it cannibalizing yourself. Cannibalizing your own website, because if you're confusing Google, if they put your website that's got all 5 services, if you're like a mechanic, okay, and you've got every service that you do, brakes and oil change and transmissions and whatever else you do to cars, and you got that all on one page, and then your competitor has a page that's all about brakes, brake repair in Loganville, Georgia. Guess who Google's showing? Brake repair in Loganville, Georgia. Guess who's ranking number 1? So you've got to, you need to take your services and separate those out and give them their own page as much as you can. And then if you really want to go crazy with it, duplicate those pages and make a Monroe brake repair page, and duplicate that page and make a Loganville brake repair page, and then duplicate that. And they don't have to be in your navigation. You don't want like 47 cities that they can drop down. This is just for Google, okay? But then you just start replicating those pages and change Monroe to Loganville, and whatever city it is that you're trying to rank in, because your website can rank anywhere. Your Google My Business, only in your zip code, your website, anywhere. With me? Make sense? All right, cool. So you need to go do that. One piece of the pie is not going to do it. You're going to have to do several. You're going to have to do kind of all these things and kind of get in the rhythm of doing these things. Like 10,000 5-star reviews really doesn't help if your website is just like terrible. Okay, and it looks bad on mobile and it was made in 2009. Okay, it doesn't matter how many 5-star reviews you got. That's not going to help. But you got to know that Google is a dumb robot. Okay, Google is just a robot. There's no one sitting there like reading your website. They're crawling it, and so you got to play their game. There was a contest in the SEO world. All these SEO nerds got together. I'm sure you heard about it. And they came together, and the deal was you had 30 days to build a website and get it to rank on Google. Get it to rank number 1 on Google. And the topic was rhinoplasty in Plano, Texas. That was what the website was. Rhinoplasty in Plano, Texas. The guy that won filled the entire site with gibberish, the lorem ipsum filler text. The entire site was full of that, a few pictures, but he took the he took the keywords, rhinoplasty in Plano, Texas, and he did the math, and he got it in the title of the page, he got it in what's called the H1 headers, he got it 4 or 5 times in the right spots, and in the middle of that gibberish, drop in rhinoplasty in Plano, Texas. And he won. And Google did not catch that it was all gibberish. So what that tells us is, 1, it's okay to duplicate content, because some people say that's against the rules, but they're liars. You tell them John said that. Okay. Secondly, that tells you that Google is a dumb robot, and you don't need to stress out about every stinking thing on your website. You just need to get the keywords in the right places. And read an article, get them in the headers, get them in the title of the page, tell your website person to get it, do it, or you can hire me. But I'm not cheap though. I'm not the Dollar General SEO guy. So some of my clients in here are like, he's right. He is not. He's not lying. No, I'm kidding. I'm very affordable. But you can do this yourself. You don't need me. If you just carve out 30 minutes a week, I'm serious. You can do this yourself. And you're welcome to like email me if you got questions. Jono@socialspheremedia.com. I love talking shop. I'll send you articles all day long and tell you, here, try this, do this. So just email me. It's on the big huge card that I put in every one of your seats. Okay. So hit me up if you need some help. All right. Update your website. One piece of pie will do it. Google is a dumb robot. We said that. Okay. You've got to make Google happy. You've got to know what Google wants. And here's the thing about this. It's kind of hidden in plain sight. Everybody's like, what does my website need to look like to rank number 1? It's hidden in plain sight. You know how you know? Search the keyword that you want and go look at the number 1 website that shows up and copy them. It's very simple. Just go figure out who's number 1, do what they're doing. Make your website look like theirs. Don't steal their text. Don't copy and paste. I mean, freshen it up a little bit. Don't use their owner's picture on your website. But look at where they've got the buttons. Look at how much space they've got. Do they have video at the top, or do they have a picture? Do they have 3 buttons under the picture, or just one big one? Is there phone number at the top right? Is there phone number over the picture? Go look, number 1, see what they're doing, and do that. It's like right there. It's like right there in front of you, okay? Okay, two more real quick, 1 minute each. Build quality links. You need to get links. You need to get other websites to link to you, okay? Google considers that really important. They don't want, it's quality over quantity, okay? You can go you can go purchase backlinks. They're called backlinks. It's sites linking to you. You can go purchase a bunch of them. Most of them are in like Russia or something, okay? They're not quality, okay? What Google wants you to do is get quality links, okay? And you guys have an extremely easy opportunity to do that. If you will go put your website in your chamber profile that you all get for being a member, I watched when I filled out my chamber profile, I checked my stats, I checked my traffic. There was the needle moved as soon as I completed my profile. The other thing you want to do is get the Walton Tribune to put a link to you on their website. Are they here? Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. We'll just go offer them $100 on the way out and say, I need a link to my website from you guys. What do I need to do? Because they have a lot of clout. Google considers local things. Chamber of Commerce is local newspapers. They have a lot of clout because they're local. Google's looking for local and the relevant keywords. They want to find how close you are to that local area that people are searching in. All right? Fill out your chamber profile. Get mentioned in the newspaper. And then finally, last thing you need to do, start over. Do it again next month, okay? It doesn't end because some of your competitors are doing SEO, and you don't just arrive and stay there, okay? It's not just like, all right, cool, we're number 1, we'll chill out now and move on to something else. You've got to keep going. You've got to keep climbing. You've got to keep pushing content out there. You've got to keep working. And but you can climb in the rankings if somebody in your world will carve out like 30 minutes and just dedicate, do these 5 things I just said, or 6 things, how many have I said? And go do those things. And because you guys know, referrals are awesome. We're all getting a lot of referrals, and that's great. But man, if there's 110,000 searches a month for realtor near me, I want a piece of that. That's a gold mine. I want in on that if I'm a realtor. And so the internet, referrals are awesome, but the internet is a gold mine. If you really want to grow, you need to get things right on Google. And that's all I have to say about that. Thank you guys for listening.
All right, thank you, Jono, for your information. As everybody's just like, oh, I gotta go back to the office and start Googling my business and all that good stuff. He's always such a wealth of information. He and I are in a referral group together, and I just love to pick his brain. We're going to do the Member of the Month for March. This month's member is a corporate company with a local representative who is very involved in the Walton Chamber. She is a graduate of Leadership Walton, my class as a matter of fact. She has been involved on many committees, including chairing our former casino night and auction event. She also serves in our Tuesday Cheers referral group, where everybody knows your name, by the way. The person making the nomination said she is just a breath of fresh air. Her smile is contagious and her laugh is infectious. She has a can-do spirit and always wants to help her friends and colleagues. She's easy to work with and always does what's right. The company she works for offers solutions for every aspect of your business: payroll, point of sale, customer engagement, and linking. This month's member is Sheila Wyatt, Heartland Payment Systems. She's not able to be here today, so if you're fortunate enough to have Sheila's cell phone number, just go ahead and start texting her and telling her congratulations. I'm sure she will want that. Okay, so we have just a few announcements. We have a health and wellness lunch and learn next Thursday with Dawn Young on recognizing workplace stress and tips and how to deal with that. Could be going to 7 Brewery, I'm not sure. Could be one of her tips. We have a CPR certification class on March 30th. For all the women out there, we have a Zoom meeting on March 19th. And then after hours event on March 25th. We're doing some education chats, and on March 24th, we will hear from our Walton Proud Schools Facebook Live as they represent our Leadership Walton class. And look for post with that schedule next week. Is everybody getting their Monday memos? All right, very good, very good. We hope to see some of you from this meeting in our April meeting, which is usually the second Thursday of the month. But next month, since it's spring break, we're going to be doing it on April 22nd here at noon, and we will have state post legislative update. So that's what's coming up. So all that will be on your email. We want to thank Burrell Roofing for their sponsorship today. And we also want to thank John O. And let's see here. Did everybody enjoy their lunch?
Yes.
Johnny Knuckles always says
Creative artists can offer you a wide range of video production. Call the experts and discuss your project today, whether it's your special event or your company. Creative Artist, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist produces this program you're watching. Call Creative Artist today, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist, they'll put you in the spotlight.
Well, we're here at the 16th annual car show downtown Monroe. This is Saturday, March the 13th. We're going to get the camera up so you can see a high shot. Hey, I said you're learning all this stuff. You've got secretly you're training him for something else while that's going on.
But I said,
You could have omitted that detail out of this story.
they'll learn. Because they're so big.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care.
60s when it came on factory cars, and then this man had a Chrysler dealership and he had one, so he put it on this one. They had to cut the fender a little bit right there because this carburetor sits over more than that. But gives the car a lot of top end.
Yeah, it's supposed to really give it a lot of power top end.
Yeah, it's a 4-speed car, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What do you do?
You have fun with it?
Oh, yeah, I love it. I have fun with it. I get out. I live out in the country and cut up out there. They don't say nothing. They don't get me for street racing out there like I do. I'm street racing out there where I live.
I know how to get home. I gotta go walk back down that way and get my car.
That way it still has some decent sidewalks. Get the Toyota.
1932 Ford Coupe. Now cars have really changed. 32, let's see, that's we're 90, what, about 80 to 90 years. There's a lot of changes in the car. Here's some more. Oh, that's a Chrysler there. That's a nice one. And the GTO. I think I'm about it. This is Denley Green. It's a 1968 Chevy truck. They've given it a beautiful paint job. This thing just shines. Don't see a lot of those either. Buick Rivieras. That one has been restored. It really looks good. Buick Riviera. This Riviera is a 1965.
I've seen you a long time.
This is a 2015 Corvette, highlighted in red with red seats. This is a 1940 Buick. How do you like the air filter on it? That's kind of cool. This 1940 Buick is in really good shape. It was a Buick Special. You can see the air cleaner different. Now let's go back and look at the trunk. Did not have a lot of trunk room, but compared to some of the cars today, it's about as much as the smaller cars. This is a 1956 Thunderbird. This was about my favorite body style. That's the Continental kit on the back. We'll go and take a picture of that. We used to call these Continental kits when you would put the spare tire on the back with the bumper. This is a 1927 Ford Coupe. Look at the size of those tires. This is a 1937 Ford that has really been customized. You notice the doors open from the front. Call those suicide doors. In my opinion, this is one of the most beautiful cars that was ever made. It's the 57 Chevrolet. This is a Bel Air. And this is my favorite combination of red with a white top. And this was the year of the fins. And this was a year of big trunks. If you notice, that is a huge trunk on that car. And the gas fill-up is right there. They had it hidden. If you notice that little latch right there, you pull that open, and that's where you filled it for gas. There's a sporty little MG. A cute little sports car.
Left on. She got pulled up sideways and run around like 50 instead of 4 lane. You stayed the other one over track.
Well, they've got everything here. This is the coronavirus car.
Yup.
Somebody really has a vivid imagination. Chevrolet truck. And here's another 57 This is really rare. 57 two-door station wagon. That is a very rare car right there. And as you notice, the tailgate was two pieces. You had the bottom part they would pull out, but you'd have to release the top part, and then you could pull the bottom part out. Now tailgates and all are in one piece on most cars. This is a turbocharged Corvette. These things would really run. That's the turbocharger right there. Their belt, you see the way it threads around here. That was the biggest problem on the Corvair engines, is this belt. It had to twist and turn so much that they would wear out, and then you'd have to replace them. And that's what also made the fan and the generator go. So if the belt broke on you, you would be in trouble in a little bit because it would not be air cooled.
But our car still ran. If the motor been in front, it would have been gone because it really did it.
And when you see these on the road, you don't realize what the
This is a 64
It's got a special
Corvette.
box that doesn't.
Corvair, 64 Corvair.
It's pretty. I like it. I love it.
This is one of the prettiest kind of little sports cars in its
One
time.
of those and an Impala.
Rear engine. And everybody look at you funny when you open the trunk
62.
and open the front end, and that was the trunk.
62 Impala convertible.
And there's a Pontiac station wagon. You just don't see many station wagons these days, but these that are here have really been restored. Just fabulous.
Yeah.
Going up by the house.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt it. But it was 57, 58 Ford. And then I drove the Doves.
Gotta blow. Second to that.
This really is a fabulous show here today. A lot of cars are here, and the weather is just perfect for the car show. And a lot of older trucks here, Chevrolets. Super Sports, 396 engine. This is a Chevrolet. Listen to that baby hum.
I'm going to give you an aerial view here of all the cars so you kind of get an idea of how many cars are here at this show.
This is a 52 Packard. In its day, this is one of the longest wheelbase cars that was made in 52. You can see it is huge, and being a convertible, that even makes it more rare. It's in great shape. It also had a flathead 8. You know, we had V8s. Well, this was a flathead 8, which was a single. And this is a Studebaker. This is the world's most aerodynamic car in its time. Look here how the back glass went to a point and the front swooped down. It was actually designed by aircraft engineers, so that's what made it so aerodynamic. And this is the front end of 1950 Studebaker. This has truly been a fabulous car show downtown Monroe, March the 13th. I understand there was over 500, I think, 550, I believe, entries. So it was, and the day has been just perfect. The weather perfect, sunshiny, overcast some, but it has been a fabulous day. And as you can see from the pictures, there has been a really good turnout. This is Paul Mullins with Walton Entertainment.
Monroe Country Day School's mission is to inspire every student to have a passion for academic and personal excellence through creative learning, independent thinking, and selfless service to others. Students are exposed to the local community and provided opportunities for independent thinking.
What will you do with all the dirt?
Some of the dirt you see has been hauled over here because they're going to have to build the finished floor, the elevation of the building, so that it's got to have the right kind of soil that will compact and tighten up for the footings of the building.
Monroe Country Day School values the whole child. Therefore, we believe in a holistic and integrated approach that involves the development of the student academically, personally, and socially. Monroe Country Day School believes that creative learning produces independent thinking and fosters a love of learning. Excellence is applied to all that we do. We strive to foster students that are pursuing strong academic and personal excellence. Project-based education is integrated into our curriculum.
When we go back in the classroom, we need the combined weight of you guys because we've got to figure our bridge, our mass bridge weight ratio, okay? You got to figure out how much weight it was that finally broke your bridge, okay?
We need a scale for that.
And then on Monday, we're going to redesign. We figured out where some of our flaws are. We're going to spend another week redesigning, all right?
Monroe Country Day School offers personalized education that begins with the personal knowledge of each student academically and each student's personal story. We believe that taking personal responsibilities for one's academic and personal choices produces strong, independent, capable, and confident citizens. Students are taught responsibility for self, peers, and community. Through service to one's peers and community, an equipped leader finds personal growth and fulfillment. We facilitate this leadership through providing experiences of service. Respect is the basis for good dialogue, independent thinking, and mutual enjoyment of life lived in community. Monroe Country Day School is designed for families who see the value of educating the whole child. Monroe Country Day School will reach its mission by maintaining small class sizes, offering project-based learning and a high-level curriculum, and by providing service opportunities in an aesthetically pleasing environment. Monroe Country Day School has positioned itself to produce a community of young people who are strong in mind and character and living as contributing members in their community. For more information, please contact Mandy Wellington, Admissions Director, at 770-267-8955.